Coming into this year of anime, and this season in particular, there was a studio that I was very excited for, which was Geno Studio, or Geno Studio, depending on how you want to pronounce their studio name. And this was a studio that was created specifically to finish a project because Manglobe got shut down in the middle of the Project Ito trilogy, which was 3 movies, so their movie had to be finished by someone, and in comes this studio. And I loved the movie, I loved their animation style, their art direction, and I was very excited to learn that they had a couple of projects lined up for 2018, one of which that was going to be kicked off in the winter season, which is the anime we all came here to talk about today. And I looked a little bit into the manga, I saw that it was a completed manga, which gave me hope that we might get a full adaptation, but just overall, it sounded like something that would pique my interest. Coming out of this first episode, I want the other episodes on my desk by tomorrow so I can finish binging this show. This was a fantastic first episode. And what makes it so good is the episode for the first half, it starts off as being more or less like a dysfunctional family. It's not necessarily trying to be what the remaining episode was doing, pretty much. Which I really like, because it started off as just having this really weird and very interesting family where you have essentially the grandfather who kind of seems like an alcoholic, but had a cool personality. You have the son who is like in his 30s, he just sits at home playing games, probably doesn't have a job. The sister is probably the most normal of the family, but can't seem to land a job. She just can't seem to be an adult properly. And then you have the father who's a little overweight, but also seems like maybe he also is unemployed. And it just felt like it was a very dysfunctional family just trying to rely on the one kid who seemingly is normal right now, and when he grows up, he's probably going to be the guy who goes to college and gets an amazing salary job. And I was fine with that being the show. But then it quickly shifts into being something almost like a kidnapper, kind of like maybe a murder mystery down the line, but it starts like immediately like, oh yeah, this unemployed son who just plays video games, he just got kidnapped with the one kid who's probably going to grow up to be someone, and now they're demanding like 5 million yen in ransom money, and then in comes the grandfather with this stone and says, hold the stone. Slits his hand, and then time stops, and I'm just like, okay, we're gonna go here. Let's do this. And what's interesting with the power mechanic is it actually feels more realistic than a lot of powers I've seen in recent memories, because it's fun to have the high school students go save the day, but I appreciate the fact that we're watching this magical world but interacting with multiple age groups all within this one family, trying to save their kidnapped family members, and over the course of the episode seeing things get progressively more and more intense, and the stakes just getting higher and higher. Literally having them be able to walk throughout the world, time is seemingly stopped for everyone but them because they held on to the stone. We don't know where the stone came from, it's an ancient artifact, but I like the fact that there's a point in the episode where the father's like, okay, so can you give me an explanation on how this stone works? And the grandfather's like, so you want me to give some scientific explanation? That's over my head. I love how they didn't try to bullshit the viewer as well as the characters in the show by giving some deep, complex reasoning on how time could stop, you know, scientifically. It made it just sell this mechanic so well, but over the course of the episode, you see even more mechanics get introduced. This giant demon seemingly going to attack some of the people because not just the family who held onto the stone, there's other people for whatever reason who didn't have time stopped on them. And this is awesome. Like, I am so invested in seeing where this mechanic of time stopping and this giant demonic beast is going to go, if we're going to just focus on saving these family members for the entire season, or if it's going to be progressively more and more insane scenarios get implemented. But nonetheless, the characters in this show are phenomenal. I love just how different they are. It's not the typical high school cast of bullshit you see time and time again. It's a real family with some pretty real issues, it seems like, going on. But there's also this magical mechanic that just sells us as being different and shows us Japan, not just from this anime, but over the past year, has been trying new ideas in anime, bringing them forward, and seemingly even giving us more complete anime experiences, and I appreciate it so much. And the animation style is everything I was hoping for. I love what they did with Genocidal Organ. Seeing it here, the art and animation is very distinct, it's very different. You can definitely pick them apart from other studios. It's not like, oh, I wonder if this is an A1 or a Silverlink. No, you know this is them, and you know their animation style is going to stick out as it goes on. Voice acting was top-notch, dying to watch the rest. But if anyone watched that first episode, let me know your thoughts. What are you thinking of this? Who is your favorite character? I'm thinking that grandpa right now is my favorite character. I just love how he didn't bullshit the viewer and try and give some scientific explanation on how this time mechanic works. But let me know your thoughts, favorite characters, whatever else, down in that comment section below. And before you leave, smack that like button to show your support. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.